G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Big Rob coming at you out here on the Landslug, a 2004 Kawasaki Vulcan Nomad, which is a big, slow bike, very comfy, I love it. So yeah, I am heading home now from night shift at 6 AM in the morning. This is not the way I normally go home, but I figured, well, there's no one else around, why don't we try taking the scenic route and see how we go. So yeah, on this week's video, what I was going to do is a reply to the video that Shade Tree Surgeon put out about the 5 bikes that you can't buy anymore. And he listed off 5 bikes that were either absolutely awesome or were quirky as all hell, and put a challenge out to other YouTubers to do the same. Now, I was going to make that video, and that's what I had full intention of doing. But other YouTubers have done it, and they've done it really well, and they've mentioned the bikes that I was going to mention, at least a couple of them, sort of. One of them, Suzuki TLS 1000. I missed that bike. It was going to kill me every time I got on. I loved it. Never should have sold it, but I did. Fuck it. What are you going to do? The other bike I was going to mention was a bike I used to ride of an RGV 250 Suzuki 1990, I think, 90, 91. 2-stroke road bike. Look, it was a killer of a thing. It was kickstart only. It was full of quirks. I loved it. But then I thought maybe I'll talk about the bikes that I can't buy in Australia that are still available in other countries. So I started to go into a bit of a deep delve about that one, and it was mainly because this bike is a 2004 Kawasaki Vulcan Nomad 1500cc. As mentioned before, there's a little thingy down in the bottom of the screen, and I really liked the next model up of the Vaquero. It's got, you know, the Batwing fairing, and like we all know that bike. It's got all the extra gizmos and things on it. I really liked it. I really wanted one of those. When I first saw them out in 2012 here in Australia, I saw that bike and thought, I want that, and I never bought one. Now, they are still available to buy, just not new. So I think it was from 2017 was about the last we saw, but right about the time they started bringing in the Euro 4 restrictions and the Euro 5 now. And that sort of started me on the deep dive into what bikes can't I buy over here that are still available everywhere else, like the Honda Fury. And then I started to look into why we can't buy it. Was it just because there was no market available for them, or was it from other things? Was it the Australia's trade relations? Mainly, from what I can tell, it was mainly the Euro 4 and Euro 5 restrictions that were coming in, and basically there's just not a market for them to spend all that money on modifying the bikes for the Australian market, which totally sucks ass. So then I thought, maybe I'll look more into those restrictions, make a video about that. Man, I don't know that shit. I started reading going, yeah, okay, cool. So basically I just can't buy the bike because of the restrictions, which well, I'm in two minds about, because I am definitely one of those people that believe we should be looking after this world, because we've only got one of them, and we're doing a really good job of fucking it up as we are. However, I also drive a 6-litre V8 and I ride a 1500cc motorbike. If I was going to be purely about, you know, saving the planet and no emissions and so forth, I'd be one of these guys, really. Riding my bike around everywhere in Lycra. People do not want to see that. Hey, good for them. They're out being fit and healthy. Not for me. So really, that leaves me with, what am I going to make a video about this week? Basically, I don't know. So yeah, are there any bikes that you people out there in YouTube land, you know, you're sorry to see it drop from your area because of you know, Euro restrictions and so forth? Yeah, like I said, the main one that I was bummed about was the Kawasaki Vulcan Vaquero, because I really liked the look of that bike. I thought it'd have everything that I need out of a bike. But I guess I can get the same thing, a bike that ticks all the same boxes in a Harley Davidson or an Indian or something like that. But at the same point in time, those bikes are a lot more expensive over here than what a Kawasaki would have been. Ooh. Water's looking good. It's going to be a hot day today too. Man, I should go home, get some sleep, and then come back out to the beach. Don't mind me, just pulled over to play with my maps a bit and so forth. Ooh. I'm not too sure if that's going to come through on the camera over there, but Melbourne's putting on a show for us. All right, let's get out of here. Yeah, so do you guys have any bikes that, or models or even cars that you really wish you still could buy that are available in other parts of the world, but due to these restrictions and on the emissions and so forth, they're just not available anymore? I mean, I guess, like over here in Australia, I've got, you know, it's not necessarily the last of the V8s. Insert your Mad Max quote somewhere in there. It's the model before the last of the V8s. Yeah, I love the car. I reckon it's awesome, but due to fuel consumption and emissions and so forth like that, that's part of the reason that it's no longer available. The other part is, well, the market wasn't good enough and they just didn't make enough money, so Australian car manufacturing is like that. I'm not getting into this. I'm not getting into the fact that we can't make our own goddamn cars over here anymore. I'm definitely not going to get into the fact that these awesome Holden V8s, people went and put goddamn Chevy badges on the cars. I'm not getting into that. It's a thing. I don't know why it's a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. It's not a Chev. Yeah, so I didn't really have much of a, you know, much of a plan for this video of what to ramble about, but I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm just going to enjoy this nice ride home on the scenic route, and yeah, I'll leave you guys to pontificate on what might have been with bikes we can't buy. All right, big rub out. Bye. Man, that sun is brutal. Woo!